Yeah.
So we shall begin. Welcome to you, my one player tonight. The only one I have to torture, so all my torturous attempts will be on you.
Hey.
That's fine. So, quick recap. You are still on the search for a lot of money. Knowing that you need it for the material components for some spells. Not sure what spells they are yet, but you know that you're likely to need them when you figure out which one it is that will fix Neo. You are back in the city of Denderport, having had a brief excursion to an unknown vineyard. You were teleported there, so you're not quite sure of its exact location, and teleported back again. But yes, you helped fix a potential issue last session where, well, I say potential issue, an issue, where the residents of this particular vineyard, a series of nuns and monks and orphan children, who use the vineyard as a way to fund the orphanage, had been attacked and turned to stone by a basilisk. You never established why it was there, but it seemed to hang around for some time, indulging itself on the many fine wines. You were able to kill the basilisk, but it was nearly fatal for Styx, and also for Neo. Styx actually being rendered unconscious at one point, incapacitated by the mighty basilisk when it squished him. So that is where he is at the moment, taking some much needed R&R, and definitely not at an arcade somewhere. As he has informed me. That's an arcade with his partner. No commitment. It's a happy functioning relationship. When you can play D&D instead, I'll never know.
I mean, that makes a happy functioning relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Hehehe.
I've told him, just get her in, but we'll see. Then they've got no excuse.
Exactly.
So, anyway. But yes, you were able to defeat the basilisk between the three of you. You also encountered a unique individual, a wizard by the name of Archibald, a very old wizard dressed in very fine blue robes. His help was not that helpful, but he came slightly at odds with Arwen when she tried persistently to steal his hat.
He wanted to leave us there. And then he got stuck up a tree. I think I deserved a hat.
Would you like to buy a hat?
No!
Okay.
I'm trying to earn money. Don't want to spend it.
Okay. And so we begin. The next day in the city of Denderport. It is another fine day. The gulls are in the air. The smell of sea. The sound of people hawking their wares. Travellers making their way to and fro. The hustle and bustle of the city. These are all the sounds you hear as you wake up. Presumably in the similar tavern where you stayed the night before, you have decided to rent another room. Unless you wish to stay on the street.
No. I will rent another room. How much was it? It was like 3 silver or something. 2 silver.
It was an amount of silver. I think it was something like 7 silver.
7?
Something like that
Are you sure?
for an evening meal, a bed for the night, and breakfast. the next morning, yes.
I have no silvers.
Well, you can just convert your gold if you wish.
I will do that later.
Okay. And yeah, we can start the day with you and Neo sat at the table. Six has yet to make an appearance, but he expressed a desire to, the night before, shall we say, to explore a little on his own and just take some time to himself to recover his wounds. Maybe get his armour repaired and things like that was what he was intending to do.
Cool.
So you're not expecting to liaise with him this morning. And the two of you are sat at a table. You're sneakily feeding bits of cheese or something, maybe from the breakfast platter to Arlo, trying to hide the presence of a mouse from the innkeeper. Cheese goes up one sleeve, bacon bits go up the other.
Yeah.
To your tiny little baby dragon friend, Harold, was it?
No! His name's Hugo.
Hugo, I'm going to
Harold! Write it down.
Hugo. Yes, Hugo, this tiny little, very hungry baby black dragon who has hatched from an egg that you carried around for a long time, and hatched quite recently, but when you first touched them, a band of silvery skin appeared around, was it your ring finger? Did I say?
Possibly?
Let's go with that. Say, not your ring finger, sorry, your index finger.
Yeah, that's the one. This one. The pointy one.
Yes, the pointy one. Yes, and so a band of cold, silvery skin appeared, seeming to bond the two of you together and give you the ability to understand simple sort of thoughts and expressions. Hugo can express, hungry and those sorts of things. That's something
So
you're in the process
cute.
of doing, is getting him to not try and eat Arlo, as he has tried to do.
No! That's why I keep one up on my shoulder and one in my inside pocket.
Keep them well separated.
Oh yeah. On two different sides of my body.
An entire delicious half-elf in between.
No, he's too small, he can't eat me.
Not in your entirety in one go, but you would be delicious.
Oh yeah. I don't doubt that.
Which race do you reckon is the most delicious? I brought this up as a discussion point. A question for another time, maybe.
I'm definitely going to think about this the entire time.
Which race in D&D tastes the nicest?
Elves.
Why?
Probably tastes like berries and the forest.
Berry meat. I see. Well,
Anyway.
really, I'm going to hand it over to you. What would you like to do with your day, and where would you like to go?
I'm going to go and see Gemma again.
Okay.
And see what if she's got other work and if I can talk to her about some of the people that she had wanted things for. She
Okay.
said she had. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you make your way through the city once more. Is there anything you're looking to pick up, purchase, buy, anything like that?
Nope. I think I'm good.
You're all good. Any particular route you want to take through the city? Any sightseeing you want to do along the way?
Yeah, sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna sell the basilisk eyes to somebody. I don't know who. I'm gonna look around, see if there's any.
A sort of like apothecary or like a magic dealers or something like that
Yeah.
would be the ideal place.
Yes.
To
Can I look around for someone like that?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check, shall we say, to see 6. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Neo is no help either.
Oh no.
So you find a couple of sort of general stores, things like that, that you can check out if you want.
I might come back later. I'll see if I can find it again later. I'm a bit lost at the moment.
Okay, that's fair. So you find a couple of shops, but you decide that you don't think you'll get a good price there, because they seem to be more sort of general stores and adventuring supplies than potion makers or anything arcane.
Yeah.
So you decide you'll try again somewhere else later. Okay. And you can head off to speak to Gemma, who is the warden of the city. A very short dwarf, getting on in years, a few sort of lines on her face, her mostly blonde hair with a few sort of streaks of grey in it. Went out and about wears this big peaked, like big brimmed hat with a big feather in it, and carries his big battle axe. And a big sort of Wild West leather duster coat. Yes, you can come in. You get a little bit of a well-known face now, getting a bit of a reputation. So you're promptly invited through and led through to Gemma's office. As the person escorting you gives a knock on the door. You hear a voice call to enter, and they just sort of open the door and let you walk in, and shut the door behind, and Gemma is sitting behind her desk as per. She's sort of a big stack of papers and things in front of her, just sort of filling out some notes. And sort of looks up at you and says, Arwen, Neo, how are you? I've just been filling out some of the paperwork for the excellent solution you came up with yesterday. I was able to send 2 people over to the vineyard, and they were able to restore 2 of the senior brothers back to health. That was all they were able to achieve that day with the funds from the vineyard, but they were able to hash out an agreement where the profits from the vineyard paid at a or the vineyard's profits would act as collateral, as it were, against a loan of precious diamonds for the numerous castings that would be needed to revive much. After, sadly, it does seem that not everyone had been turned to stone, or if they had, a few of them had either been broken by the beasts rampaging after the fact, or had been consumed, as it is known that basilisk will consume the stone. So the brothers were able to provide a list of all the expected and are overseeing the relocation of the statues to a more secure area. You'll be pleased to hear there will be hopefully no lasting harm to any of those that have survived, thanks to you.
Yay! I am amazing.
You have many people's thanks.
Cool.
How's Stickstone? He seemed a little worse for wear, although he was putting on a brave face yesterday.
Yeah, he's fine. He's sleeping it off. Yeah.
Good.
He'll live, probably.
Good. The three of you have been mighty handy these last couple of days. You've cleared quite the significant problems off my to-do list.
And do you have any more significant problems?
I'm afraid not at this stage. You've cleared out everything I've got. If anything else were to arise, then I could potentially get a message to you, but at the moment I don't have significant work for you. There is, as I've said, the bounty work. However, I'm unable to give you many leads really, and often this the work is a bit fruitless, being with so little to go on. So while it is there, these, if you were travelling, these might be more names you kept an eye out for rather than people you actively haunt.
Can I ask about the 3, I think it was 3 or 2, I don't know how many she said, but the ones that she hasn't heard about for a while, but were trying to do something to, like, travellers coming into the town, city?
Yeah. Well, there's not a huge amount to go on. We got reports from several people arriving in the city that they had been accosted along the way by a group of 3 who were posing as minstrels and bards, if you will. One of them did seem arcanely gifted. Descriptions seemed to vary, as well as the names and sightings of these people. It seemed they were moving around, staying low to the ground, that sort of thing, and using a variety of potential disguises, either magical or material. It is impossible to tell from the descriptions. But yes, the most recent report matching anything and she sort of taps maybe like a file or something like that on her desk, and sort of like opens it and sort of says, was 2 weeks ago. So it seems like whatever they were up to, they've either moved off, packed up, or changed methodology in some way.
Oops. I hope you didn't have any leads before.
Sometimes these people, they encounter something, they bite off more than they can chew, or they just decide to play it safe and move along. And unfortunately, we end up with taps like a cabinet or something like this like sounds quite full. So we end up with quite a few reports that don't really lead to anything.
So, if hypothetically I were to catch them, do you want them dead or alive?
Alive is preferable. We haven't received any reports that they are so dangerous that they shouldn't be given trial. And we don't. These reports also vary so much that it's hard to really pin down. So any suspects you potentially encounter along the way, it would be much preferred if you captured them. If they are attacking people, then self-defense is always permitted.
And how much would it pay to capture them?
Well, with some fairly common thieves, as it seems like these are, although it would vary from place to place. If they are more notorious and widespread, then you could be in to collect several bounties once word gets around that they have been captured. It can take some time to collect, or it can be relatively small, sort of 20 to 50 gold, depending on.
I don't think there are small criminals. You've got an entire file's worth.
Well, these are reports that match. However, there is no conclusive proof that all these are linked. The descriptions vary, the names vary, the methodology varies. There's no consistent thing to link all of these to 3 individuals. It could be they operate as part of a larger band and mix up their groups. It could be that they are the same people and are using disguises and various tactics.
Okay. Cool. I will remember this. Fun.
Arwen
Nice.
will remember that.
Well, thank you. You've been very helpful. I will be on my way.
Feel free to check back in any time.
And let us know if you've got any more stuff.
I will have someone send you a message. Actually, on that note, just hold on 1 second. And she heads out. She climbs down from her desk and heads out the door. And that sort of gets a few feet down. Actually, no, probably better if you follow me. And so it leads you down a couple of corridors and up a couple of flights of stairs to an upstairs room. There's a sort of, down the end of one corridor, It's quite a sort of dark-looking room, and in sort of gold lettering across it, sort of just stamped on the glass, it just says "The Arcane." And she knocks on the door, and a voice says, "Come in."
Oh God.
And she leads you in and says, "Allow me to introduce Reginald."
Hello, Reginald.
Hello. Reginald is the spitting image of a figure you recognise. However, he is dressed in beautifully flamboyant red robes, again with a traditional wizard's hat on top.
Red would go with my outfit.
Looking very old with a long beard. Hello there. Reginald, allow me to introduce Arwen and Neo. I want you to be acquainted with them so that you can potentially send them a message for me in future. Yes, alright. Come in, come in. Let me get a good look at you. Sort of quite hunchback, sort of totters over to you, peers into your face. Well.
Yes. If it would help you remember, I could take your hat, and then you'll always remember my face.
I don't think that will be necessary. I just need to know you and have met you.
Oh. You sure?
Yes, I'm quite attached to my hat, as you'll find most wizards are.
Oh. Okay.
So
If you're ever not sure, you know how to contact me. Probably.
I can now. And he sort of turns to you and he's like, now you're an interesting one.
Oh! What about me? I'm very interesting.
Yes, half-elf, blah, blah, blah.
How rude!
Those horns. Quite unique. I forgive me for assuming, but tiefling, yes? Neo sort of nods, yes. Yeah. So what's wrong with my horns? So,
They're curly. Curly whirly.
it's like, yes, every tiefling's horns are curly. And he's like, my good man, have you been living under a rock? All tieflings nowadays have very long, straight horns, like an antelope. Yours are much more like a ram's horns. He's sort of, wait, what? It's not possible, surely. How? Well, don't ask me. I would not consider myself an expert, but I've met a few in my time. The few that like to venture out of the desert, that is. Yeah, sort of, a bit like you see, sort of like touching his horns like this. And Reginald sort of like looks over at him. He's like, yes, I wonder.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Reginald?
What are you thinking, my dear?
They'll fetch a high price at auction.
That's a horrible... What a terrible thing to say.
It's fine, we're friends.
I wonder if you're still friends after this.
It's a joke between friends. Right, Neo?
Right.
That's how friends are made, right? They
The
True.
threat of death.
Arwen's not used to this friendly banter thing.
Well, anyway, I wonder. You see him like wave his hands and mutter a few arcane words. He's like, "How interesting."
Would you like to share with the class, Reggie?
Neo here is incredibly old.
So are you. Don't be so rude.
No, he is far, far older than I am. I would estimate at least 5,000 years old.
And this guy said I was rude. Stop calling my friend old.
I wonder. I mean, it's ancient history. It's almost legend. I will look into this.
What's legend? You can't just stop your sentences, man.
Well, over the years, all the races have changed in some way or another. The dwarves have got bushier beards. The dragonborn have become less wild, it is reported, as they have spent more generations mingling with the other civilized races and become less closely linked to the dragons themselves. Of course, the dragons are far fewer in number these days.
Oh, my best friend's a dragon.
Indeed.
Oh, one of my many best friends that I obviously have.
Indeed. I have not met a dragon. They are notoriously hard to communicate with and pin down for any other than the dragonborn.
I've met two.
Then you have already led a blessed life that many would be pleased to have led.
I've got that thing on my hand about dragons that other guy gave me. Eberron.
What?
You did the star thing. I wrote it down, it happened.
Yeah, remind me?
You put a star on the three of us on our hand. I don't know, I wrote it down there.
Yes, I don't think that's not a visible marker.
Oh, well.
Out of his presence.
Well, it's there, I promise. I'm not making it up. I promise.
Well, as you say, Two Dragons is a remarkable event. But yes, the elves are less long-lived than they used to be, it is reported. Although none but the elves themselves would really know that. All the races have been influenced, and it is said that the tiefling's horns, over the years, through some influence or another, have grown straighter and taller, and they have changed. Yes, indeed, that is one of the more trackable traits amongst the races. That and the reduction in the size and ferocity of the Dragonborn's fangs and claws and various horns and spines, that and the tieflings is
the most noted, I think. This would indicate that Neo is some, at a guess, 5,000 years old, dating back to the time of the old king.
Who was the old king? What was his name?
I don't know. In the only legends I have read have called him the Old King. I have always pictured him as one looking similar to myself these days. A being weighed down by his years. There are not... This city is not a font of knowledge, it is a bastion of trade. What little you see around you here, he gestures around the room, which is... It's a small room, but it is teeming with various books and sort of a few magical looking instruments and things like that are sort of puffing and whirring. Everything in this room represents the best knowledge of the history of the city and a small section on the arcane, just to like a single bookshelf, which is sort of the most empty. Everything else seemed stacked with leather-bound books, and if you were to examine them, you would see that they are all tax histories, tax year, this to this, and trade ledgers and stuff like that. It's a very boring set of records, but there are a handful of books on this other relatively empty shelf that do seem to belong to the arcane. Yes, while most of the history here is facts and figures and things, there is a small amount of fiction. I always forget. Is fiction real? Or is it non-fiction?
Non-fiction.
There is a small amount of non-fiction that dates back to the founding of the city and so forth. There do exist more extensive libraries that would have far more significant knowledge on these potential legends, as they are to me anyway.
Where would I find these things?
Well, there is the Great Library of the Elves has one. I believe that is in their capital. The dwarves have a different history. Their methods of recording are kept hidden. I believe they keep a number of scrolls and tomes and things like that, but their own personal history is passed down in a different way. They use a form of coded tablets, I believe, passed down through the generations, so that only the dwarves will know their own history. There is, of course, several great libraries in the West, and presumably the Dragonborn and the Tieflings and the Orcs, as well as the Gnomes and various other races you might find have their own methods of keeping their history. I am not privy to them. But yes, if you wanted a more complete history, then you might find it closer to hand if you are lucky. But I couldn't begin to tell you where to start. Otherwise, I would advise traveling all the way to Winstad or Themyscira to access some of the great libraries there. You may find snatches of history amongst the religious texts, but it is up to you how much faith you put in those writings. Personally, I have always found religious texts to be far too, religious for my liking, shall we just say.
Amen.
I prefer solid, reliable science.
Yes. This is a good man. None of this religious stuff.
Yes. Back to, well, I was going to say young Neo, but back to old Neo here. It is remarkable that you are still alive. You do not seem to, well, you do not seem to be your age. Which would lead me to believe you had, well, there was some great magic involved. You also, I perceive, are a little out of touch with the world. I wonder. What can you tell me about yourself, Neo? Well, there's not a lot to tell. I don't have many memories going back beyond sort of a couple of months since I met Arwen and Styx. Your memory, you say? I wonder, not your age, but from the past. No memory.
What?
No, it escapes me, but
Oh,
I wonder about true resurrection.
what's that?
True resurrection is a most powerful spell. It can be used to revive someone who has been dead many years. Yes, I wonder if Neo here is suffering from the effects of a spell that have not been fully realized.
Can this be triggered from falling in a pit?
No,
I don't think it's that then.
I would think that. Can you tell me anything more about your meeting?
Well, there was some big blue light. My friend Styx fell in a pit. I had to climb down. There was some weird bad man. and then Neo woke up. And there was lots of people around, but not real people, like stone people. I think they were stone.
And you have no memory before this time, Neo?
No, he doesn't. I don't think.
Did you meet Neo before this light or after?
After.
After.
Light, floor collapse, friend fall down into pit where Neo was.
Magic is not supposed to be left. It can be set like a trap, but it is fickle. It requires you to inlay the power, and if it goes a long time, then there are those who believe that the magic diminishes. It seeps away into the earth, like a hot rock at the end of the day, baked by the sun. The magic leaches out over time. And so, yes. So it could be Neo is under the effects of a spell, and that it cannot be, or has not been, fully realized. It may be possible to finish, it may not. Neo is potentially lucky that he is here at all. It could be that the effect, or the attempted effect, could be replicated, or it could be, if Neo was indeed, as I now begin to suspect, brought back to life, it could be that he could be further... What is the best word for this? It could be that he was not brought back 100%.
Oh.
And he thought that it is only his mind that was damaged.
He could have come back headless.
Or only his memory.
Or armless.
Yes, you seem Neo, healthy and hale. You are not ill or infirm in any way. No, I'm alright.
I mean, he keeps getting knocked down in a fight.
Yes, well, you who will go around and wave big sticks at each other.
Yeah, I don't. I'm great. You're welcome. You're in the presence of a great person.
Yes, Neo is quite magnificent, isn't he? And so it's sort of part of like, well, this has all been remarkable. I just brought the two of them up to meet your original, so you could potentially send them a message in future, but oh, how exciting.
Oh dear.
It's always nice to meet interesting people.
But you didn't think we were interesting before?
Yeah, you know. More interesting now.
I killed a basilisk.
And for that we thank you.
I took out those big spider things.
And for that we paid you. But it's not every day you meet someone who was 5,000 years old now, is it?
I'm really good at archery. And stabbing.
Stabbing? Oh, you are one of those people that hits people with sticks.
Yes, I'm going to hit you with a stick for your hat.
Not likely.
Okay. Well, we'll be off.
Nice to meet you. I will be sure to reach out if Gemma has anything for you.
Thanks, Reginald.
You're welcome.
Okay. Come on, Neo. We're leaving.
Okay, where would you like to head now?
I might try the shops one more time, really quickly.
Okay, make another investigation check.
Oh God.
14. Yeah, this time you can find something that looks more suited to your purpose. It's quite dark and dingy inside from the outside, but there are sort of unusual things. Sort of as you peer through the window, there are things you don't immediately recognise in sort of jars and things like that, and there's sort of potion bottles, it seems, stacked up on the shelves.
Body parts. This looks like the place. Let's go.
Head inside.
Yeah.
As you head in, there's sort of a little tinkle of a bell as you open the door.
Oh, how nice.
And a voice from the back calls, just one moment. And you're left waiting to have a little peruse around the shop.
I'm just going to browse the shelves while I'm waiting.
Yeah, sort of one wall seems to be entirely devoted to potions. They are all have their own little label and things like that. They seem grouped together. So you've got things like healing potions, greater healing potions, superior healing potions, and things like that, all on the shelves. Various other things, poisons, potions of invisibility. Seems to be quite an extensive collection.
What does a greater healing potion do?
A greater healing potion, it just does more healing.
Okay.
So a regular healing potion does 2d4 plus 2. A greater healing potion does 4d4 plus 4. A superior healing potion does 8d4 plus 8. And a supreme healing potion does 10d4 plus 20. There are no superior or supreme healing potions that you see. It's just the greater and the regular.
You can give it to someone while they're down, can't you?
Yes.
Okay.
You can use an action to feed someone else a potion.
Is there a tag that says how much they are?
There is, yes. The regular healing potions cost 50 gold each, and the greater healing potions cost 100.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go wait at the desk for the person.
Okay. After a couple of minutes, a female figure comes sort of out of back room, sort of appears backwards, seems to be carrying, you hear sort of the clink of bottles, and sort of goes around and spends a couple of minutes just sort of restocking the shelves, and then comes over and slides the box under the desk that the till's on, and says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Are you interested in weird monster body parts?
Are you looking to buy or to sell?
Sell. Do you want monster body parts?
Well, let's see what you've got, and then we'll decide.
Okay. I produce one of the eyes. 'Tis an eyeball of a basilisk.
A basilisk's eyeball.
Squishy.
Careful, don't. Careful, don't break it. If you well, you can do what you like with it. Actually, it's yours, but it won't be worth anything if you smush it. For this, I would give you 40 gold.
What if I had a complete set?
For a pair? From the same creature?
Oh yeah.
I would give you 100 gold pieces.
125.
105.
120.
110.
118.
Let's just cut this down. Let's meet in the middle of 115, shall we?
Okay, cool. Oh, she's got squishy eyeballs in her hands and she's not sure what to do with them now.
She reaches under the thing, takes takes a jar, unscrews the lid, and holds it out for you, just to plonk them in.
Plop.
Puts them in, puts the jar down, reaches under, grabs another one. This one's much bigger, and she it's got a little spout on it, and she uncorks it and just pours it in, just so that you see the sort of greenish water level rise until it covers the eyeballs that sort of float on the surface, sort of slowly rotating in the slightly moving liquid. Just one of them sort of stares at you and then turns around. And she puts the lid on and puts it back under the desk. Reaches in, grabs out a pouch and starts counting out.
Before you do that,
Yes?
actually no, carry on.
Okay. Counts out 115 gold pieces for you.
Excellent. Thank you. Now those potions over there,
Yes?
can I get a discount?
Are they discounted on the shelf?
No, but I have an adventurer's discount card.
That's nice. I haven't heard of that, so we don't accept that here.
Damn
Are you part of a guild?
Yeah, sure.
Which guild are you part of?
The big one.
That doesn't really narrow it down very
No,
much.
no, it's called the big one.
It's called
Obviously.
the big one.
Yeah? Yep. The big one.
Is it a big guild or is it an aspiring guild?
I mean, there's lots of really enthusiastic members.
I see. Make a charisma deception check. Well, I look forward to hearing about their registration. I suppose a burgeoning guild like that, I could offer a small discount to its members.
Lovely. So the 100 gold potion,
Which one was it you were after?
the one for 100.
You will have to explain which one you want. There are quite a few in that price bracket.
The healing one. Not the normal one, the next one.
The greater healing potion.
That's the one.
Yes. That's the one you were after, is it?
Yes, that's the one.
Well, For you, I will give you a 5% discount.
But my guild! It's really good. I mean, really big. I mean, the big one.
Although I don't, yes, be that as it may, I don't believe they are technically registered yet.
Fine. So what's that? 95. Oh, okay. So I got 20.
Yeah. She
Gold.
heads over to the shelf and like reaches up and like waves her hand in front of the shelf, and you see this sort of shimmering haze like pass over the entire shelf, and she reaches up and like takes the potion bottle down, and then like she mutters a few more words and waves her hand the other way, and this haze that you hadn't noticed before seems to come back up, and all these like glowing runes carved into the edges of the shelf briefly light up for a second.
Can I see if I could listen to what the words she said?
You can, make a perception check.
Oh no, okay.
13. No, they don't seem to be in a language you understand.
Okay. Damn it.
Is Arwen thinking about robbery?
No. Maybe. Look, everyone else keeps dying. I'm trying to help.
No, it's you can get the impression it's something about locking, but other than that, not word for word perfect. But yeah, and then she brings it back, places it on the counter, and, sort of like puts it down with like keeping one hand on it, and then like holds her hand out for the 95 gold.
Excuse me, why are you being so protective? I gave you the basilisk eyes before you even showed me any money.
Indeed. Slides the potion over towards you.
Thank you. I'm putting my hand on the bottle as I push it the gold forward, but with my hand still on it until she releases her hands from the bottle.
You exchange goods and services for money, or you exchange money for goods and services.
Thank you very much.
You now have a greater healing potion.
How exciting. Neo, this will one day be yours. Probably.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome. Okay. We're going to go.
Okay. Where are you going to head off to?
I am going to ask Neo. Would he like to go to see those people who were walking through town yesterday?
To the carnival?
Yep, those ones. Circus carnival thing.
Yeah.
Or does he want to disguise as a different person, pretend to be a traveller, and try and get those people?
Which people?
The 3 people who mugged us on the way here, but weren't successful.
You want to
Set a trap. But it's up to him which one he wants to do first.
So...
Or anything else that he wants to do.
No, I'm just trying to place it in my head so I know roughly about where it happened. You got... there was the attempted mugging happened before you went down into the kobold mine. Yes?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
attempted mugging happened, then something else happened that I can't remember off the top of my head. Then, well, I do have notes, I suppose I could look at those. How novel. And you're probably just trying to work out where.
When did I meet Angus?
Yeah, so yes, so you had the attempted mugging back in session 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then you met the ghost of Angus Longstrider.
Yep.
And then you headed further down the river until you encountered the boat crane
Yes.
things and spoke to the village nearby. So that would have been about, let's say, 5 days out from where you are now.
Okay, maybe let's not do that one today. Let's save that for another day.
Yeah, Neo sort of said, well, it would have been, it was over a week ago that we encountered them, and they were pretty far from the city. I don't think we'd have much chance of finding them again out in the wild there.
Fair. Do you want to go to the circus? Look at some people
Yeah?
doing some dancing.
Why not? Go to the circus?
Sounds like fun, as long as I don't have to pay. Don't want to pay.
Don't want to pay.
No. I'll sneak in.
We might have to pay to get in.
No. Oh, we'll just see what happens at the door. At the gates. At the tent. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, it's still the morning. So you head out of the city, or head through the city and head out of the city. You can see from the outskirts of the city that there are several vibrantly coloured large tents set up a short distance away, as well as a few smaller ones scattered about. And then set slightly off to the side from that, there appear to be a bunch of regular sleeping tents and stuff like that. So to give the circus dwellers, circus dwellers? No,
Performers.
That's the one. Dwellers.
Dwellers.
That was a terrible word to use. The circus brings a little bit of privacy from the crowds.
Nice. Yes.
But yeah, as you get closer, everything seems pretty quiet at the moment. There doesn't seem to be a lot going on, and things like that. There's you can see people sort of moving backwards and forwards, rearranging stuff, setting stuff up still. And as you come over, someone wanders out towards you and is like, "You right there? What can I do for you?"
Just wanted to look around.
Well, if you come back tonight, once we are all set up, you can enjoy all the delights of Lady Dravular's circus and enjoy the performances we have on offer. I'm afraid at the moment we are not permitting the general public to wander around as we are still setting up.
Fair enough.
But please come back tonight.
What time?
About 7 o'clock.
Oh my god.
First showing.
Okay.
But patrons are invited to come from 6 onwards. Is when we will open our gates.
Okay. Cool, thanks, bye.
Bye.
Can I sneak in the back?
Yes. I will throw you onto here so you can see what it looks like. And oh my god, why is that so grey on my laptop?
It's very bright and very vibrant and
The
lovely.
views on my laptop are shocking. Yeah, so you've got this big
this big main tent. There is a smaller side tent, as well as various sort of stalls and things like that seem to be setting up. There's a few carts and things around, and then it is off this sort of back edge, sort of to the north east over here is where the little like campsite seems to be.
Cool. Where am I?
You guys would be not
Oh,
even down on the bottom
just
here.
down here.
You would be
Okay.
like further to the south of this map.
Okay. What's? Oh, hold on. I actually don't know any of this yet. Okay. How can I get into these woods around the side from some other way?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
you
going to
can
try and do that.
circle around. Yeah, there's quite a lot of activity and things going on, so there's people sort of pulling ropes and things to set up all these like large tents and things like that. So I haven't mapped this all out just yet, really, because
Alright.
it was more that I was like, I'm not going to go to the effort of planning where every individual person is going to be standing at every individual point.
That's fair.
It was more, this is just a representation of what it looks like, and because I didn't know if you guys were going to be like, oh, we're going to go there immediately, or oh, we're going to, what have you. So so there's probably a few people up near this northwestern edge, but you can, like walk down the road past and then cut into the trees and things.
Yes.
And cut in. Just make a stealth check for me.
Woohoo, I am stealthy.
Yes, you're able to get up to the sort of the tree line almost without being spotted.
Nice. Okay, I want to. So where am I? Sort of.
You'll be right up here in the corner.
Okay, cool. Can I see what all of these different things actually are?
So if you're up here, you'd be able to see a small sort of gap through the middle here. So this cart would sort of be blocking some view as well. These sort of the two largest tents are sort of halfway up. So mainly sort of this area in the middle is seems to be sort of like they're setting up like game stalls and like food stands and stuff like that. It seems to be sort of the main like entertainment hub. Things like that. There's a little stage here where they might have extra performances and stuff like that. Off in the background, you can just about make out a couple of animal cages and stuff. They've got a bear and a tiger.
Okay.
And an elephant.
Can I go towards the kind of loop round toward the cages?
So you want to loop sort of. Remember the camp is over this side.
Okay, is there trees between the camp and...
Not enough to act as cover.
Can I try and sneak by without anyone seeing me, or is that not?
Yeah, so the camp currently looks
Ooh.
like this. It's a little bit odd because I've used the same map twice and flipped it just to make it bigger. But it sort of works. So yeah, there's quite a few small tents, and then there's a couple of like larger tents and things like that. And this tent is the most opulent.
Which one, sorry?
The one in the top right.
Oh, okay.
This one up here.
Ah, cool.
Just put a little marker on. this tent, while the others seem to be quite plain, this one is looks to be made from some quite fine silks of many different colours, and the others are colourful in sections, but this is clearly the best and biggest tent.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you've got sort of you've got like sleeping tents. I like these ones here, and then you've got what looks like this one would look like a general sort of mess tent, and then there's like a little kitchen one and stuff like that.
Okay. Where am I at the moment?
If you're approaching from your position, you're going to be approaching from somewhere on the left.
Okay.
Yes, you can either try and sneak round, sneak through.
I'm going to try and sneak. Oh god.
If you look at the south of where this map, the south of this map is, would be like where the main circus is.
I might sneak this way, like literally round the back.
Yeah, basically as far away from the circus as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and try and like
another stealth
avoid.
check for me.
Oh god.
11.
Yee. Yee.
Yeah. No, you make it fine.
Oh god. Cool. When I get to about here,
Yeah.
can I hear if there's anyone in here?
Yeah. There seems to be quite a stern voice giving some orders. It seems that someone is currently being reprimanded for sloppiness or what have you, and then they bark a few orders about getting things done and things being on time and such before a figure runs quite hurriedly out of the tent.
Okay. I'm going to come back to all of this because I am intrigued, but I want to go see the animals first.
Okay.
So I'm going to sneak through all the bushes back down.
Okay. That'll be one stealth check to make it past the rest of the camp, and then another one to make it up to the cages.
15, 14.
As you're getting to the edge of the camp, a figure emerges from this tent, and you hear a voice shout, "Hey, who are you? Someone stop her!"
Huh? Me?
And looking around, you can see this very tall, sort of 7-foot tall, elven woman standing in the sort of entranceway to this tent, shaded by the tent flap, like pointing, frowning in your direction, and at her shout, several people sort of look around what they're doing and spot you. And a couple of them start sort of like drop what they're doing and start sort of moving quite briskly over towards you.
Oh, I don't think this is necessary, lads. I'm just gonna move briskly away from them.
Are you walking or are you running?
Moving briskly.
That sounds like running.
Whatever they're doing. What are they doing?
They're walking quite quickly towards you.
I will walk quite quickly away from them.
If you're just walking, they will try and catch up with you.
I have long legs. I'm off.
You're going to run?
Speed walk.
If you're just walking, they will sort of do like a little jog to try and catch up with you.
I will little jog away then. I'll run. I'm running. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay, so as you like break into a full-on run, they just give you up and just like that.
Okay, but I hide in the bushes.
Okay, that'll be another stealth check then.
Haha.
So
Beat that.
I don't think they can. So like so there seems to be two men sort of like closing you down. One looks like a chef, and the other one is sort of he's quite you're not quite sure what his role is, but he's quite broad across the shoulders. His shirt is quite well tailored to his large frame, and he seems to have been chopping wood. And he's currently carrying an axe at his side. Not so much as a weapon, just sort of, I have this axe in my hand and now I'm doing this other thing, so I'm just holding this. But they sort of move quite quickly over to you, and as you sort of turn away, they do like a little jog to try and catch up with you. And then as you like break into a run, one of them sort of goes to run, and the other one just sort of like grabs his like wrists. It's not worth it. And they turn around, so you don't have to run very far before you're out of sight.
Do I get up to the trees by the cages?
That was for them to like lose sight of you, for you to be able to effectively hide from them. If you want to get back to the cages, then that'll be another stealth check.
Stealthy Sophie.
To actually get up. Ooh. Okay, so you've made it a little way, and you're away from the camp. And it's the same guy from before. It's the guy who came out to stop you on the road, and he spots you as you start getting close to the cages. He's like, "Oi, I told you, we're not open yet. Piss off."
Oh, sorry. I was going for a walk in the forest because elf love a bit of the forest.
Clear off.
All right. Just being at one with the trees.
Well, there are plenty of trees. Be it some others.
Okay.
Stop bothering the
Bye.
animals.
I'm not bothering the animals. Did I go anywhere near them? No. Did I start talking to them? No. Don't come for me. Goodbye. I walk into the trees.
Okay.
I hide until he's gone.
Okay. You could make another attempt to get to the animals.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be another stealth check to get there unnoticed. 8.
Oh God.
It's the same person. Like, oi, lads, we got someone prowling around here.
Look,
Look,
my friend here is dying, right? And his last dying wish is to see the animals.
Make a deception check with disadvantage. Because that's poor, and you've been spotted several times trying to see. 18. 8, Jesus Christ. And you've got nothing for deception. Wow.
Look at his poor little face. He just wants to look at the elephant.
Neo,
But he may not make it through the night.
Terrible fake card. Doesn't matter what's wrong with him. We're not open yet. You can't be coming snooping around here.
Okay. I'm so very sorry.
If we catch you again,
Yeah?
there'll be trouble.
What trouble? Throw me in with the lion. Elephant. Tiger. Moose? What do you have? I've forgotten. There's definitely an elephant.
We haven't got a lion or a moose.
Oh, you should invest in a moose. Actually, no, don't. They should be left in the wild. Mooses are big.
Get out of it.
Okay, bye. Bye. Bye.
Are you leaving for good this time?
Good. Oh, I'm leaving for a bit.
How long are you leaving for?
How much does Neo currently hate me?
A little bit. He's like, we should really just come back later. They'll let us in later.
Okay, we'll come back
We're
later.
sneaking around.
Okay. It failed, so otherwise we might not be able to be let in later. So
Yeah, you give them any more grief, they might ban you.
don't want that. I want to know what the lady's doing. Big tall lady.
Big tall lady.
Yeah. She was tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tall.
Yeah.
Big tall lady. I love a tall one.
Yes. I'm above average. I am tall. I promise. Anyway, moving on.
You head back to the city. Or
Yes.
would you like to head somewhere else?
I don't know. I don't know what to do to kill time. I run out of stuff to do.
Neo is like, well, maybe we should go see Helga again. We've got a little bit more. Reginald gave us a bit more, maybe about what's wrong with me.
Oh yeah, that.
She might be able to more accurately help us now.
Yep. Sounds like a good plan. Let's do that.
Okay, so you head into the city proper once more, and head down to the waterfront where this beautiful white stone temple is, this orc temple, looking for the priestess Helga, high priestess of this particular temple. It's relatively close to the well, it's very close to the waterfront. It's amongst this section where it's built right on the right out onto the sea wall. So in fact, the sea wall goes along, and there's a few sort of temples and shops and things like that in this row right on the edge. And the temple steps actually go down, and they carve through the bottom of the sea wall, so the steps lead right into the ocean. And there's various ships coming and going, that sort of thing. Coming into dock, a little ways down the coast and things like that. Fishing vessels, merchant ships, that sort of thing.
Cool. Let's go see Helga.
You head inside. Yeah, again, being not a hugely popular city, the temple is relatively empty, but you do see these like mosaics and statues and things dedicated to the various gods, as well as this huge, beautiful centerpiece statue that you've seen several times before now.
Of the naked lady.
Of the naked lady, yes.
Yes.
Orcs, it seems, are not so shy.
Indeed. Helga!
Yeah.
My girl!
Is that what you say?
Yep.
The voice comes back, hey girl! No, it doesn't.
Oh no. Arwen regrets everything and runs.
Yeah, so she greets you once more. Like, hello there. Nice to see you again. Have you come to arrange passage?
I did say I would be happy to do that for you whenever you wished, if you wished to travel to Hengist Fossa.
Soon. Soon. My friend is sleeping. He, the one that was covered in blood yesterday.
Yes,
that one.
He did seem a little zivast for that.
Yes, he's sleeping it off. So, not today, but soon. Cool, thanks. Different reason we're here. A wizard said more things about Neo, which might help.
Yes.
He's apparently 5,000 years old.
What?
Not the wizard, Neo.
This was a real visit then, not just a...
Yeah, his name was Reginald.
I have not met him.
He works with Gemma.
Is he the Arcanist?
Yes, is the one that wears red. Not the blue one. The blue one is terrible.
They have multiple Arcanists there.
Oh no, I don't know what the blue one does. He just jumps around and gets stuck up trees. Don't ask. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, so what else did he tell you?
He said lots of things. Lots of very interesting things. Yes. I remember all the things.
That is excellent news. Please tell me all of these things.
He's old, and everyone else doesn't have his tiefling horn things, but he does, because they're all curly-whirly. But we knew that already. He might have been dead,
Okay.
and now he's not. So he might have been resurrected.
Some form of resurrection then.
Yes.
So potentially not cursed.
Which is confusing.
Potentially it is not a curse affecting his memory.
No, he cursed in some other way. Huh. Fun. So yeah. He might have been dead before. And now he's not. Which is kind of creepy.
Did the visit say anything more?
He did. He said other things.
Alright. Arwen remembers perfectly. Abby does not. So what he said was that it seems like it's potential that he was resurrected improperly.
Yes. Yeah, not completely. Yes.
So, yes, well, normally if a resurrection does not take place, then nothing happens, but I haven't heard of a partial resurrection before.
But he's got his arms, so it's all good.
It is possible that a second attempt at resurrection may fix the issue.
Also, he said something about magic seeping through the ground. I remember that. And that
yes,
yeah.
Well, if if a spell has conditions set on it, and these conditions are not met, then the magic inlaid into whatever object is storing it will fade over time. If this is the case, then potentially once the conditions of Neo's resurrection are met, then it could be that the required power was not there, leading to his memory loss.
So are you saying that he was tried to be resurrected a long time ago but only just became resurrected, or he was resurrected and he's probably gonna fall asleep again?
I could not say.
Okay.
It could be one of those. It could be that he was resurrected recently, and that failed in a small way, leading to his memory loss.
Okay.
When you encountered him, were there any other magics? I know you said you met somewhere strange. It was not a traditional meeting, as you might think.
No, underground with the blue light and the bad
Yes.
man.
Were there any additional magics involved? Do you remember if they had the effects you might expect?
I mean, there was this stone that was a bit glowy, but that's fine. That's been dealt with. That bit's fine.
Not a lot to really go on.
It was an egg, but now it's not, so it's fine.
Did it hatch?
It might have, but it's fine. Anyway, carry on. Don't worry about that. I don't want them to take my dragon away. I'm really scared. Okay. There were stone things with all the different races on, and this egg was glowing, and so I picked it up, and it was by the dragonborn bit, and now there's there might be a dragon.
Really? You were witness to a dragon hatching?
Yeah, it was cool.
That must be quite the experience.
Yeah, he's cool.
Indeed.
Cool. Arwen's just like nonchalant about her collection of animals, but secretly she loves them a lot and is scared for them. Does that help?
Yes, I believe the names I mentioned before, Zinda and Argal, Will and this leg, will all be able to perform some sort of resurrection that would, at this point she's cut off, as there is a huge crash from the. There is a large amount of shouting and yelling from the front, and there is a huge crash that comes from the front of this temple, and the prow of a ship, they have like a long, pointy, bit,
Yeah.
Impales itself through the wall, punching like a big hole in it. And,
Ooh.
breaks down and dust spewing across.
What an idiot. They're gonna have to pay for that. I would have marked.
What the fuck is going on? As well as many other awkward exclusives.
I like this woman.
She heads out, starts marching with a purpose, out and starts just firing off rapid questions at everyone. What's going on? Who did this? And you can see there is this previously well-to-do merchant vessel, it looks like, with sort of beautifully painted sides and things like that. And you can see there's a name on the side, it's the Tiger Paw. But it looks like a merchant vessel, so it's not got cannons or anything like that on it. And it seems to have run around, and because this temple is so close, it's run in and it's actually punched into the temple itself.
Ooh. Arwen's just gonna skip over.
There's a few people sort of looking at it, but so far there's no sign of anyone on deck.
Oh no, there is going to be pirates. How exciting.
Did you see what happened? Someone on board, where did they go? That sort of thing. What are you doing?
Can Arwen get outside?
Oh yeah,
or is
you
it blocked off?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna walk out.
It's not blocking the door, it's coming above the door to the side. To the
Okay.
side of the door, rather than into the door.
I'm gonna go out and see if I can see anyone on board.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Ooh. Oh wait, am I still? Oh no. That's
You don't see anyone on the top deck or any signs of life or anything like that. No, you would have thought you'd expect to see a lot of people running around and doing various things, but you don't see any of the activity you might expect.
Can I go onto the ship?
Yeah. You can try and climb aboard.
I'm just gonna shout to Helga really quick, just telling her that I'm gonna go up there.
Yeah.
Just so she knows.
You know what, that is a very good idea. I'll speak to them myself.
Oh, we're gonna go together?
This is a few more times in Orcish.
I like her.
Yes.
Cool. I am going on board.
Yeah, so as she tries over, she sort of takes sort of the two pieces of her dress, or the skirt of her dress, and because there's a long slit down one side, and ties them around her legs, and then drops, and you can actually see she's got very quite muscular legs underneath. And just sort of readies herself, and then starts climbing with reasonable proficiency, sort of scampering up the ship. Roll athletics. You make it up, and you sort of climb your way aboard. She's already there. She's up there. She's standing on deck, looking around. And you feel this intense, scowl on her face. It's furious look in her eyes. I will.
This is the first time Arwen has seen such a powerful lady. She likes it.
To here. Pretend it is not in the water, But yes, this is what what the ship looks like.
Cool.
Just try and Photoshop it onto some sets just for the sake of it.
Nah.
So I left it in the water.
Cool. Should I put myself on it?
Yeah, put yourself on the front. That's not really a pain. That's not what I meant to do at all. Come back. No. Yeah, I will stick Neo on there as well. Neo on. And then I need to find the token. One of the things I need to remember to do is set up tokens before the session.
To be fair, I've bounced around quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just need to remember to set up for. I mean, there's an orc mage, but it really does not portray the. It's fine. I'll make it really small, and then you won't get to see that it's actually a terrible representation of the character. Yes, you make it up on deck. And it seems empty. There's no one about, things like that.
I'm gonna wander down here, but I'm gonna have my knives out, just in case.
Yeah. You just walking around, or
I'm walking.
okay. Are you like investigating, or are you more just? I'm going to put this character down. Kind of better. They're wearing a dress anyway. And he wears purple, but yeah. Chance of me finding a white one are slim to none. Anyway, yeah. So as you get sort of down, you can see the words that I'm going to say. You can see the sails and things seem to be sort of flapping loosely in the wind now, and the anchor is still raised. No one seems to be sort of at the helm, although you can see that the helm has been tied off with a rope.
What does that mean?
Well, so the helm, it's like a big steering wheel, and someone has tied it in a rope with a rope so it won't move.
Okay. Can I put the anchor down, just so I don't float away?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you head up and try and drop the anchor, as it were.
Yes.
I'm not sure how dropping an anchor works on a ship like this. I know how it's raised, but I can't remember how it's dropped.
I don't know, I'm just going to throw it over the edge and hope for the best.
Well, you certainly wouldn't be able to pick it up, so...
I'll drag it and...
I mean, it's going to be
pulling
bigger
it.
than you for a ship like this.
Neo, come help me drag and fling.
Yeah, I'm going to probably say you can't release the anchor from the top deck. I'd say that's probably something done lower down. But as you guys sort of start exploring down, just make an investigation check for me. Easy. Yeah, so you notice that there is a significant amount of blood over the deck, and you can sort of see where pools of it have sort of run across the deck as the ship sort of moved and things. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a little bit of
Is it everywhere?
No, it's not like awash with blood, but you start to notice moving around, like, oh, there's a little splash there, there's a few drops there that have like run, and there's a little pool there, and things like that.
Okay. Have I looked up here? Or
Yeah, as you can see, that encompasses investigating the whole of the top deck.
can I go down?
Yes. So if you head down, we're going to reveal the whole thing because it's easier than trying to work out the layout of the ship in this. So what I'm going to do is just reveal the next section of the ship.
Thank you.
So you head down. And yes, the lower deck looks quite good to begin with. So this is similar. This is the area where you. So this is the centre where you were before, and then at the fore and aft is like two raised bits. So you see where these stairs are is where it leads up to this back and front section, which are these stairs similarly here.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna have a look in here.
Okay. In there just seems to be some sort of some like reasonable sleeping quarters. You don't think they're the best, but it looks like maybe like first mate territory. That sort of thing.
Okay.
You can, investigate areas as you want, or investigate as a whole. It's up to you.
I'm going to investigate. Can I investigate these two rooms?
Yeah.
Investigation. It's a room.
It is a room, and the only thing you find in this room is a single finger.
Oh, that's nice. I'm just gonna go out here.
Those hiccups are really dirty, aren't they?
They really are. I've had them all day. I'm gonna ask. Oh God, I've forgotten her name. Helga.
Mm-hmm.
What like powers she has? Like, does she have any spells? Stuff she can do? Out of curiosity.
Yes, I have many powers. Most of mine are related to healing magics and various other things, but I can do have a few spells for protection and so on.
Okay. Fair enough.
I can also preserve and speak with the dead.
Ooh! Do you have to, like... How do you do that?
Well, there are two spells. One of them is a spell called Gentle Repose, which prevents a body from decay. It is useful for the transportation if someone has died a long way from home and needs to be returned to their family, so they are still look themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It also prevents, for a time, them being raised as undead. It is not a common occurrence, of course, but it is an added benefit.
Can you communicate with a single finger?
No, I do not think I could. There would be any benefit on casting. Even it creates a very crude facsimile of life, and well, a finger could not or would struggle to understand anything you asked of it and communicate anything back to us.
Okay. Well, there's a finger in there. Don't touch it. Cool, I'm going in there. I investigate this room.
Okay.
Investigation. Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, it is some form of dining table. It seems to be in relative chaos. The table has been turned over. The chairs have sort of been scattered. A couple of them have been smashed. There is a noticeably more blood on and around everything. Just make a perception check for me.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die. There's probably a zombie hiding under the table.
As you walk past one of the chairs, it comes alive and tries to bite you. And we will roll initiative.
How rude.
Yes, how rude indeed.
While you're rolling, I need to turn the light on. I cannot see.
My eyes are dim, I cannot see. I have not brought my dice with me.
You forgot your dice.
Fine. Okay. So. Well, that's not the order at all, okay. Okay, well, it's technically Neo first, but he doesn't realise anything's wrong. He is not going to react until, basically no one's going to react until after your go.
Okay.
Except this mimic, which is trying to eat you.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you're last, so effectively Neo and Helga both miss both their turns. What I will do though is just move them slightly closer so they are both within range to actually do something on their turn, if necessary, when it comes around. So, I need a stat block for my monster. Just give me a moment, and then it's going to bite you. But does a 7 hit?
No!
Okay, so even though you are, although we technically get advantage, yeah, fuck it. Even though you're caught unawares by this chair that suddenly snarl, you can say you're slightly on your guard because of the situation, so it's not a complete surprise. But you still weren't expecting the chair itself to come to life. And it's sort of, these teeth are revealed in time to snap at you, but you like pull your hand back in time. And it does not bite you. Would then be Helga's turn, but she's not going to do anything, so it's now your turn.
I'm going to try to stab it.
Yeah, go for it. Stab it.
Stab!
Yeah, that's a hit.
One or two. One hand. Damn it.
8 damage.
Is it 6 or...
Oh, yeah. Your
Yeah.
Colossus Slayer is a D8.
Ha ha ha!
So that is 14 damage. Okay. At which point I would imagine you shout out something like, well, what do you want to shout out to let your companions know that a chair has tried to eat you?
You'll never believe this. A chair is trying to eat me.
Do you want their help?
Well, they're going to be intrigued and be like, ooh, what? A chair?
Yes. Okay. Neo will move 5 to 15. He can get in. And he can move away from the door just so. And flank. Like, it's just assume all the furniture is sort of all over the place and you can freely move.
Mm-hmm.
Neo gets a natural 20.
Ooh,
So
that's pretty good.
yeah, so that's max damage dice because we do crit slightly differently. So
Mhm.
that's 1d10 plus 3 for his damage, plus another 1d10. And that's a 7. So he does 20 damage to this chair.
Whew.
So he sprints into the room, sees this chair, sort of teeth gnashing, hang, and immediately whips out the glaive and like tries to bring it down to like slice it, practically like takes a leg off it, but when he does so, the leg sort of just like melts into this sort of fleshy blob. And the rest of the mimic just sort of carries on, just like hung. This big like purple tongue now like lolling from between. I guess. And we go to the mimic, who is probably going to try and bite Neo because he just took a massive chunk of his HP. That's going to hit him, and it rolls. Six damage. It reacts quickly, like whipping around, and it almost seems to like wraps this like long tongue around him and like grabs onto him. Like tries to like pin Neo down, but just gives him a chance to break free.
I want to break free.
Yeah, this thing like sticks to Neo. You can hear it sort of almost make like a squelching sound as it sort of wraps part of its chair form around it. So I'll make a check to escape. That's a natural one. So it's like caught off guard. So it's like Neo's glaive like slashes through, and then this thing reacts almost instantly fast. It doesn't even turn. The mouth just seems to come out the other side, and it just like sucks itself onto him.
Yum yum yum.
And Helga is gonna run in. So you get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Like sees this chair like partially wrapped around Neo. It's sort of like it's no longer like looks purely wood. It's like bending a little bit and sort of molding itself like it's rubbery. She's just going to cast a sacred flame, which will be a Dex save. Don't know why I've rolled 2 of those. Which it fails. Ooh, high damage. So another 12 damage from the sacred flame. And then we go back to on.
That's right.
Yeah, that hits.
One hand again. Oh, really? Oh god. Tis not my day.
53. Okay. So you go with the dagger and you like swing it down with one hand. Try to be quite careful not to like cut into Neo as you do so, and you manage to avoid Neo and just like graze this chair, sort of a little chip comes out of it as you hack into it. Is that everything on your turn?
Yeah.
You do have multi-attack.
Oh yeah, I can do it again! I forgot that. Oh, whoops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that twice.
You're currently rolling with advantage.
Yeah, I thought I could because I'm in opposite Neo.
Yes. I'm not sure he can provide the flanking advantage if he's grappled.
That's true, I'll roll again. Oh, well, that sucked.
That's the one. I will have to check whether my grappled creature can flank. But for now, we'll say no. Yes, so... yes, I'm going to say no for now, and then we go back to Neo, who's going to try and break out of this grapple first. That's an 11. So he's like sort of wrestling with this thing. It just doesn't quite break free. It's like you can see he like tries to pull a bit off, but it then like sticks to his hand. And so he tries to like sort of swing with tries to like swing his glaive, like bring it to bear sort of almost on himself at quite a tricky angle. Then he doesn't manage to like make any sort of meaningful connection on this fleshy body. It's going to be another dex. So Helga again casts another spell. Another second. This one isn't as good. Trying to be again a bit more careful not to hit Neo this time round. Hasn't quite done enough. And you can see though this thing is sort of limply struggling. It still seems stuck to him, stuck to Neo, but isn't sort of so much as fighting him anymore. It's more just sort of on him.
this sort of wood-looking chair seems to be leaking in a few spots as well. Sort of this oozy liquid seems to be sort of creaking out of it, almost sap-like that you wouldn't expect a chair to do. But it is your turn again, Arwen.
Okay. Close.
That hits, but you can roll with advantage on a grappled creature because they threaten each other. So the 12 hits. So roll it once more normally to see if you get a crit.
Just normal, yeah.
Just normal, yeah. 17. Okay, so you haven't got crits, but you still hit on that first attack. And it doesn't matter which hand it is.
Well, it was one again.
So now, as you sort of this chair is sort of oddly shaped, and sort of the legs and things are melded to it. So you go for the back of the chair and neatly slice it, and it sort of quivers. You've seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh yeah.
You know how when the heart of Davy Jones is stabbed, all his tentacles sort of go and they shudder.
Yeah.
It sort of quivers like that, and then it just sort of peels backwards off Neo and drops to the floor. This sort of amorphous blob, just sort of its chair form, just sort of slowly melting into a singular pile. It's sort of panting, just thank you.
Welcome.
Jesus, are you alright? I mean, yeah, I can see that there's a chair attacking you.
Yeah.
Then it seemed to decide that I was more delicious.
Yeah, you do seem like everyone's favourite enemy.
Elvis says, are you alright? You don't look too badly hurt. We should proceed more carefully. If there was one of these things, then there may be more. I think I'm starting to get an idea of what happened to the crew.
They all turned into chairs.
I think they were all killed by the chairs. I think we will also take a short break there because I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, and we're back. The three of you stand now around the slowly melting, oozing puddle of this mimic. And you, where would you like to go next?
In this room. And have a look.
Okay. How are you proceeding? Are you proceeding boldly, or cautiously, or stealthily, or
cautiously?
okay? We'll make another perception check.
Oh god.
As you enter. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something else as well, a different part of that.
Sorry?
So you got a 9. So yeah. Does an unnatural 20 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, as the desk also comes alive.
Fun!
And we will immediately roll some more initiative. Oh no, that is not. I'm just going to put. These guys would be following quite closely behind you now. So, put them there. I'm just going to continue to use their same initiative. I'm going to write it down. Okay, so this thing tries to, it does the same thing to you as it does to Neo, and it like lunges at you and like thumps into you, and starts to stick to you. So it does 9 bludgeoning damage to you. I'm just going to put you in this square right next to it. Yeah, and then it tries to stick to you. So you can make a ability check to escape, either Dex Acrobatics or Strength Athletics. It's up to you, but this is made with disadvantage.
Okay. Haha.
Okay, so as it tries to stick to you, you react really quickly, and like the first little bits that touch you, you're able to like pull your arms and things away from, and just sort of step back and sort of just shimmy away from it, and it just sort of falls to the floor. It's like a quite large desk that tries to get you. Yeah, and so now it is your turn.
I'm just gonna try and hit it back.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that definitely hits.
One-handed. Ugh. And then hit.
11 damage. Okay.
And then I'll do it again.
And do it again.
And do it again.
Oh,
Oh.
that doesn't hit. So this first slash is quite definitive and cutting. And then it almost seems aware of it, and its table form just sort of bends unnaturally in the middle to like carve down and bow down and avoid your strike.
How very rude.
Yes. And then Neo is going to try and shoulder his way into the room. He's going to try and hit. That's shit. And then Helga's going, why don't you back away from the door? I can't seem to get in at the moment.
If she would like to push me, that is fine.
Okay, and she like pushes her way past you into this like cramped little space. Again, she can try and use Sacred Flame. I'm going to give it advantage on its saving throw because it's kind of being cast past you, which it makes comfortably. And so you sort of like try and like cast this beam of light past you, which is has a little bit of trouble with the accuracy, and it like flies past, and the mimic is fine. And we go. There we go.
To the mimic. To the mimic.
There's some of my order massively messed up.
For why?
I don't know. So like, okay, we'll go with that one. So you have to go back to the mimic, who's going to go for Arwen again.
How rude!
It gets a 13 to hit.
Nope.
So again, ready for its attack. You are able to like nimbly like dodge out of the way as sort of two of the drawers open up at the same time and try and like, form teeth to like try and bite you, but they're unable to get you. And back to Arwen.
Stab, stab.
Stab, stab. 13 hits, yeah.
Stab, stab.
Yeah, 9 damage.
7.
Damage.
And stab, stab.
That 14 also hits.
One hand.
One hand, so another 6 damage. Yeah, again, you carve some quite big chunks off the corner of this large desk, and they sort of fall to the floor and sort of start like melting and oozing into these sort of viscous puddles, similar to the other ones. Here we go. Let's give it a hit. So 8 damage. She's like now more on target, so has her aim kind of like cast this sacred flame around you again, this time hitting its mark. And this desk is now looking kind of weak and feeble. Like it's struggling to hold its form. The defined corners of the desk are starting to melt a little bit, and sort of the glossy like wood texture of the detailing of the grain is starting to all like blur into a singular colour, that sort of thing. You're in what looks like quite a lush like office almost. Things like that. There is like a large painting of a man tiger. I don't think there is like an official like race for it.
Like the lion man.
Yeah, so you know how
but a tiger.
Kittens is a leonin.
Yeah.
It's that, but a tiger.
Mhm.
I don't think there's a D&D race for Tiger Man, but
Tiger man.
yeah, so there's a photo of like one of those standing, and he's holding this sort of quite impressive looking bow with this sort of like golden like sunburst pattern on the I mean, I'm trying to think of a specific word, but it's on the bow. What's the name for the bow bit of the bow?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, does it have a
Yeah, it does, and I've forgotten it, and that's really embarrassing. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember either, so... But, on the handle of the bow, it's this like beautiful like gold sunburst pattern. It's standing there sort of quite a
Riser.
The riser. I did not know that word.
I
must have been thinking of a different wrong word. But yeah, so standing there, it's sort of this figure in like a field, and it's done in this style of like he's almost standing on like the crest of a hill, and the grass and things around his feet is like in detail. And then there's like a haze in the background, so like the mountains and the forest behind are like slightly blurred for like a focal point type thing.
Mhm.
And there's like this sort of like orange sunset behind it.
pretty.
And there's another desk you can see like down here. It doesn't look as good, but as the one the mimic initially looked at. But yeah, and this is quite clearly some sort of like captain's office or something like that. Anyway, we were in the middle of a fight, and it was the mimic's turn, who really has a taste for Arwen.
So why?
Because you look delicious. That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
And this time, rather than trying to like grab you in any way, it's going to. It just purely like bites you. It's almost like quivering in the corner. It like lashes out to bite you rather than to like sucker onto you. And you're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage and 7 acid damage. As these like splintery teeth that pierce your flesh, you can feel this like wound, this like burning.
Oh.
As it chops on your arm. But it is now your turn again, Owen.
Is it looking like it's gonna die?
It's losing like the hard edges of the desk and the beautiful details that were in this desk have sort of blurred and faded, and like the corners and things are sort of slightly drooping and melting, much like the other one did when it looked weak. 12, that just hits.
One hand.
One hand. Again, you're able to
Oh yeah.
finish this off with a single hand as you strike down into the top of the desk, and once again it sort of quivers and jiggles, and also sort of like bubbles, and like the surface all like ripples, and then it like freezes and slowly starts oozing down into a singular pile on the floor. And you now find yourself in this rather opulent office.
I am just going to
These things you can see like here, these are all windows and stuff like that, so you can see out quite comfortably. Yeah, there's a lot of light. It's a very nice space.
cool. I need to cure my wounds.
Okay.
Ugh.
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As you do that, Helga will say, yeah, the accent is gone. Let me help you. She will also cast Cure Wounds and give you 4 as well.
Thank you.
Is it 4? No, it's 5.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. And so you find yourself, as I say, in this very nice office.
Can I poke the painting very gently with my dagger, just to make sure it's not gonna bite me?
Yeah. As you poke the painting, the tiger figure in it moves and says, "Please don't do that.
Sorry.
This is an exquisite canvas."
I didn't want to hurt the painting. Also, hi. I was just making sure you weren't going to eat me.
That's okay. Well, I don't really have much say in what I eat anymore.
Who are you? What's happening?
Who am I? That is a exceptionally difficult question.
Are you going through an identity crisis?
Well, it's more that I'm not really anyone.
Oh, okay.
I'm what you might kindly refer to as the captain's furry little problem.
I'm not sure. Would you like to elaborate?
Sure. Well, when the captain was younger, well, when I was younger, let's go with that. When I was younger, I was careless in, as boys are in their youth, and I was unfortunately bitten by a were-tiger. They are a thing, along with were-bears, were-rats, were-tigers, and were-wolves.
What about were-rabbits?
There are no official were-rabbits as far as I'm aware.
Tell that to Wallace and Gromit.
I will once they answer my emails. I've got questions about that green cheese.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah. So, when I was a boy, I was unfortunately bitten by a were-tiger. My father, who owned this ship and several others, paid an exorbitant amount of money to a very powerful wizard to help deal with the problem. There was, and there still is, no cure for various forms of lycanthropy. However, the wizard was able to trap the manifestation of this form within this canvas, separating, as it were, the two halves of my personality. However, it could be rejoined when necessary, and at times it became prudent to do so. We discovered that I could not travel very far from the painting. That was one of the unfortunate limitations. If I were to do so, I would start to fracture. The painting would start to be drawn out, and I would start to become the were-tiger at inopportune times outside of the full moon. So I had to remain close. When I took over as captain of one of these ships, I took the painting with me, and it also meant that at times the human version of myself could summon the tiger form along out and use it to defend the ship. You may have noticed the name on the side of the ship, the Tiger Paw.
Ah, that makes sense now.
The ship was renamed as a little pun by my father when he gave it to me to captain. But also, it allows us to run deeper cargoes and lighter vessels, as we do not necessarily need the cannons and things of other vessels. The strength and power of the were-tiger gave me the ability to wield this fabulous bow. Sort of raise it up to show you. With its own unique gifts. It was again an heirloom of my family, passed down to me by my father when he passed away. This has allowed me to defend the ship when necessary from attack from considerable range and help keep the business afloat, as it were. However, it seems like something infiltrated the ship. The last shipment we picked up was infested with these mimics. I was killed, or the human half of myself was killed before they could summon me, and so now I only exist as a painter, although I suspect for not much longer. As you can see, the details, the world around me is fading. Soon, I imagine, I will cease to exist.
No, it's really tragic, and all I thought was, so is he going to pay for the damage or not?
Wow. Savage.
That's such a very sad story. Sorry, I am not. Can I mean, is there any way to get you out?
I can leave.
Go on then.
But I am still bound to the painting. Any sort of allow me to demonstrate what I still can. And he coalesces down, and this figure sort of disappears, and this sort of blur streaks down to the ground. And then when they materialize again, this tall 6.5 foot figure stands before you, but they are now translucent.
Oh.
And it's I would not inflict my curse upon anyone else. My father took great pains to ensure that this form was managed carefully and no other would be cursed. He spent a great portion of his fortune to protect me, and in a way protect himself, but also to protect me from any stigma or persecution that I might have faced.
and to allow me to lead a very regular, somewhat limited in some degrees, life. I do not know if I, in this form, could even pass it on to another. I would not like to, even if I could.
What if you went around biting the mimics?
I do not think I could even have an impact on them.
What about you use your bow? Let's go, one more showdown. Let's go, my dude.
I do not think there is anything left.
Sorry, there's a moth. There's nothing left. Can I have a bow then?
I could try. I do not think there is any. Manifesting like this has drained the last of me. I am sorry for what happened. The crew did their best to direct the boat to port, but I do not know where it has ended up. Well, this figure, like, as he's been noticeably fading quicker than this huge tiger man form. There's got to be a better word for that.
Tiger man.
It's been noticeably
Manga. No, wait.
ever since he coalesced in a physical life-size form. And he just fades out of existence, and the bow drops with like a clatter on the deck.
I call dibs.
Okay. Helga just goes over and she like touches the picture frame, which is now just blank canvas, and just mutters like an orcish prayer, it seems. So, he seems like a very brave man, who seemed to do right by others, by looking after himself to make sure he was not a danger. That said, I will still be suing the shit out of him for the damage.
Do it! Yes!
Or maybe I will just take all his gold.
We love a strong, independent woman who's gonna sue every man.
It is up to you. I think we have more than enough evidence to as to what happened here. We can leave the ship, or we can carry on exploring. It is up to you.
I personally think,
It seems like this ship is quite dangerous.
it's very dangerous, but I want to know if there's gold.
You two are quite skilled. Maybe you would be the best ones to clear it anyway.
I mean, we don't need to clear it, we can just burn the hell out of it.
Yes, potentially, but to do that we would have to drag it off the docks, and I imagine there are many things within that this trading company would prefer not to lose.
I mean, they've lost... it's either... There's lots of bad things in here. I'd just go kaboom.
Maybe. Neo sort of like looks around and is like, well, seeing as we're here, maybe we should try and check it out just to stop anyone else potentially getting hurt.
Yeah, let's go down.
Okay, moving on down.
Oops. Yeah.
Alright, I will reveal the next deck for you.
Ooh, what the hell is that? Is that a mermaid? Oh, that's a dead man. Oh, there's lots of dead men.
Anyway, okay, so you can
Kaboom.
progress down the floors. Actually, you guys would come down here. Oh, I moved it in.
Won't you?
Yes.
I thought those were stairs down.
Yeah, so those are the stairs down there.
So that would be...
So that's down to the next floor.
Oh, Christ, okay.
So see where it's darker? That means it's...
Dear Lord!
So
There's loads of stairs.
quite a big ship.
It's huge! I thought it would have, like, 2 or 3 levels.
The deck you are on is like part of the top deck, like...
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So...
It is
like,
basically the top.
These like trapdoors here.
Yeah, it was the top
Like,
one.
was the top. So you were still technically on the top level, as it were.
Yeah.
And you've now moved down into more sort of crew quarters and stuff, what you can see around you.
I'm gonna have my dagger out in case anything tries to bite me.
Yeah.
Like I'm holding an action for if something's trying to bite me, because I'm not having that again.
Okay. Yeah. A bunch of some dead bodies about and things. Is there anything particular you want to explore?
Food. Is this food? I can't tell.
Yeah, that seems to be like the part of the like galley storage. It seems to be some of these sort of longer life stuff, like more like the water barrels are in there, those sorts of things. Beer barrels, stuff like that. As well as like big sacks of flour and not some of the stuff that you'd not necessarily need like immediately every time you were cooking. It's not like you'd go and get a sack of flour, take it to the kitchen to use in there. But there seems to be several of them, that sort of thing.
Is that a chest?
Yes, it looks a little bit like a chest.
I want to open it.
Okay, it's not locked. It just contains a few personal effects, as well as a little diary.
Ooh. Arwen doesn't care for reading.
Yeah. This is like a little office. There's like a little table in there. They just seem to have like a little log of like the food and stuff like that, and, like the supplies and what they've gone through, as well as like another little bed and like another hammock and another like personal effects storage chest and things like that, change of clothes, that sort of thing.
Cool.
It's got like a few coins in it.
Ooh, coins.
Let me work out what I'm gonna give you. It's got 2 gold pieces, 5 silver pieces, and 5 copper pieces and 3 silver pieces.
I'm gonna go in
Yeah,
here
so you
and
go around and like, if you like go through everyone, there's another body in there. It seems this one is like the bodies here are like a little bit chewed, but they haven't. It almost seems like whatever the mimics were on the top floor, they had like consumed everyone, but they hadn't like finished with these guys, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, and then in the kitchen, there's another body, and once again, yeah, a bunch of food stuff, barrels of various things. There is like a big stove, a big oven, but it's not actually lit in this instance.
okay, cool. I don't think there's anything in here, so I'm gonna go more down.
Yeah, head down to the final bit. There's you technically on the stairs coming down behind you guys. And this is, again, you can see there's more like bunks and stuff like that, so it's probably quite a large crew for this ship, but and this seems to be the main hold. The room is a little bit deeper and things, and there's lots and lots of barrels and crates and things like that stacked up.
Cool. Can I look at all these things?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check for me.
Oh, nice.
As you're sort of like moving over, Helga calls out, we should be careful. I don't know if there's still any more of them out there. And indeed, as you wander over to look at these crates, it seems like several of them notice you coming and come to life, sort of springing down from their big piles that have been stacked up. These crates sort of shuffle, sort of lurch, sort of weirdly, and sort of go thunk, thunk, thunk onto the deck. And that is where we're going to do two things. The first is roll initiative. The second is end the session.
Can I? Does my held action still go off, or is it only if he tries to eat me?
What was the condition for your held action? If any more mimics appeared?
That's what I implied, but I said
the stream view down. Sorry, that looks like this. The bottom of the ship looks like this. So, yeah. Yes, your held action can go off.
nice. I'm just gonna 14.
That hits.
Doesn't matter. 7.
11.
Cool. And I will initiative 13. Initiative.
Okay, I'm going to. I will do some admin stuff so I can identify which ones are which. But 3 sessions, and I'm going to end it there.
Nice.